And I looked at him, and for the first time in my life, a human being didn't look real to me. Like, I literally seen his aura.
Michael Jordan tells me one day he wants to be the best player to ever played here. And I said, well, you got to work harder than you did in high school. He said, I worked as hard as everybody else. I said, oh, excuse me. I thought you just told me you want to be the best player to ever play here. He said, I'm going to show you. Nobody will ever work as hard as I work.
I can't learn how to fight right-handed no more.
What's cat? There ain't no cats. There's no cats.
We're sure as hell not going to lose one on my watch. Failure is not an option.
But the season is not over yet. We did not come this far to just break down and lose now.
Everything's not always about winning and losing.
I'm a winner. I'm going to win.
You got to tell yourself, despite the circumstances, the situation, I'm not going anywhere until I get to go. Until I make my dreams become a reality, I'm not quitting. I don't care how much money I have to invest. I don't care how much time I have to invest. I'm going to continue to do this until I become successful. Every single day when I show up and I let failure know, failure is not an option. You can't even let it sink into your brain, not even a second. You have to know that this thing is going to work. Come hell or high water, whatever it is that I set out to do, it may not happen in 6 months, it may not happen in a year, it may not happen in 2 years, but at some point, my dream is going to become a reality.
The percentage of people that get back up after a fall is very small. It's very, very small. Because some people fall and they go, I'm just going to lay here, because falling hurts. There's only a couple people that get up and just dust the shit off and go, I'm still going to go. I'm still going to walk. And it's not a coincidence why those people win, right? Like, it's not an accident why winners win. Winners win because of persistence.
Yes.
Winners win because of consistency, right? And being diligent about the thing or the choice that they made to do the thing or to be the thing. Like, it's all a choice.
Yeah.
But so many people break along the way. So what I find the most success is just knowing that not many people can continue to get up day after day and do the things that I do.
You make a choice and say, come hell or high water, I'm going to be this, then you should not be surprised when you are that.
Man, I gave my soul to this game. There's nothing more I can give. Nothing. But I'm telling you, it goes by fast. And if you don't give it your all, you're going to regret it. When we say this cannot be accomplished, this cannot be done, then we are shortchanging ourselves. My brain cannot process failure. It will not process failure. If I sit there and have to face myself and tell myself, you're a failure, I think that's almost worse than death.
Being a winner is a curse. It doesn't matter how much you've won before. You're not a winner until you win again.
Let's go.
And again. And again. Nothing is enough. No one understands. And you never want it to stop.
Differential of somebody winning and losing has nothing to do with their genetics, has nothing to do with their potential. It's their perseverance, always showing up. Person that's willing to gamble it. If you show up, then you have a chance. If you don't show up, the outcome's simple. Never there, like an audition. If you show up to the audition, there's a chance you might get the part. If you're too scared to show up and you sit back at home, wondering what if and everything else, no one in hell is gonna call you an opportunity because you weren't present. The winners always show up. They're willing to lose in order to gain.
Well, I first saw David at a 100-mile race, and I was doing this part of a relay team with 6 friends, and he was doing it alone. At around mile 70, I saw him. He was about 100 pounds heavier. He broke all the bones in both of his, small bones in both of his feet, and a kidney failure, and finished the race.
He was weak. Couldn't do one push-up. Couldn't run a mile. Couldn't focus for 5 minutes. But he started small. 1 push-up, 1 minute of running, 1 page of a book. Day after day, he showed up. The push-ups turned into 10, then 20, then 50. The 1-mile jog became 5. The pages stacked into libraries. His body got stronger. His mind got sharper. His will became unbreakable. Now, he's an absolute machine. It started with one habit. Start small, go hard, finish as a legend.
Don't think. Feel emotional content. It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory.
Learning is the beginning of wealth. Learning is the beginning of life change. Some people want to start with motivation, but you don't start with motivation. Here's the best motivation we've got going. The proof of our success.
I think you can be anything you want to be.
Maybe in your world, Robert. It doesn't really happen that way in mine.
Change your world.
Comes down to when you change yourself, you will change the world because you'll change how you see it.
And I said, how many people in this planet? I said, what, around 5 billion people, 6 billion? I said, I could beat every one of them in a fair fight. That's what I believed at the time. I can't believe I had the audacity to say that.
I tell you what though, it must be a scary damn thing to be a featherweight in the UFC and not be named Conor McGregor.
Hey, we have more left. We can still push harder. We're not there yet. I realized, talking to a guy named Cameron Haynes, who did this race, 240-mile race, and I was saying, I go, is this the new level? Is this the new push? So when I decided to do that race, it was in the back of my mind, like, man, I've really become an expert at running 100-mile races. So for me, this was the new level.
Now, if you understand this principle is terribly important. You can be the most talented, the smartest, the best educated person with the most valuable contacts and all the advantages in life, but if you are not focused, it doesn't do you any good at all. I wrote in an article for the Wall Street Journal that if you do not have clear, specific goals for your life, you are doomed forever to work for people who do. And that seems to be the case. And yet only 5% of people have goals. So the key starting point with regard to clarity is to know where it is you're going and what it is you want to be and what it is you want to have and what it is you want to do. Because in America, in the most blessed society in all of human history, you can have anything in the world that you want if you could decide what it is that you want.
In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you the people have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure.
Don't cry to give up, cry to keep going. Don't cry to quit. You already in pain, you already hurt, get a reward from it.
No one thought in my family that, or even through my friends or through my mum and dad's friends, whoever was around us, no one thought that we'd ever be anything. No one thought that like our art could sell and we could make money that way and we could build careers that way.
What is the starting point?
One step at a time. Whether it's 10,000 steps or doing even a 20-minute workout, that's all people need to do to change. Because you'll start seeing results regardless of what position you're in right now. If you can just keep increasing incrementally what you're doing in terms of fitness or your business or however you, like your sleep, whatever it is that you feel is not right, you'll see the change over time. It comes, and it takes a long time. It takes a really long time, but it happens.
If there is a way to beat Mike Tyson, how do you do it? Don't want to talk about that one, do you? I don't.
357 Magnum.
I'm starting to think that you're unstoppable. Do you feel that you're the best heavyweight in the world, that you can step in with anybody right now? I know just a number of months ago you said just a few more fights. Are you ready right now?
I feel I am the best fighter in the world right now.
What's amazing about the human mind is that it becomes your new norm. Like to think that I can run 200 miles, 240 miles, and that becomes like running 50. I never thought that was possible. This is why I'm always pushing that limit, because I know that within pushing these limits, there's always more. So I end up doing like almost like back-to-back 200-mile runs.
My brain can feel a certain way, but it's not going to choose how I behave all the time. I just can't let it do it anymore.
When you don't feel like getting after it,
You know, I put this out the other day, and I think it's important. All right, so Rome wasn't built in a day. We all know that. Everyone hears that. But Rome also didn't fall apart overnight either. It took hundreds of years for Rome to reach its peak, but it also took time, hundreds of years, for Rome to decay and fall apart. And that is representative of life, because you don't achieve worthwhile goals quickly or easily. They take time. They take struggle. They take relentless pursuit, day in and day out. That's what it takes.
And the top 5% are very clear about where it is they're going and what it is they want to accomplish. And when I look at unsuccessful men and women, or men and women who seem to be unhappy and floundering, I find that almost invariably they have a very, very limited sense of direction, sometimes no sense of direction at all. You see, we as human beings are goal-seeking organisms. We only function at our very best when we're working toward accomplishing something that is important to us. And in my estimation, 80 to 90% of all the unhappiness, hostility, violence, psychosomatic illness, alcoholism, drug addiction, and so on in our society is caused by people having no sense of direction. They don't know where they're going.
When the alarm clock goes off in the morning, get up. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. When the alarm clock goes off in the morning, get up. You should put a timer on everything that you do. You should say, all right, I have to commence. You should be a countdown to go, and then a certain amount of time to get her done.
May I offer a piece of advice? Stop thinking of it as a curse to have been given an enemy in life. It can be a blessing too. A wise man gets more from his enemies than a fool from his friends. And you know what? He was right.
James! Come on! Listen, what? Just go easy out there. What are you saying? I'm saying look after yourself. We want you back in one piece. You're too far back. There's too many drivers in front of you. There's alls next year. So that's it? It's over?
Yeah! Fuck it! Listen, Holyfield is not the tough warrior everyone says he is. He got little nicks on it there and he quit. I got an eye, I got one eye. I got one eye, he's not impaired, he got ears. I got one eye, big day. If he take one, I got another one. I'm ready to fight. He didn't want to fight, I'm ready to fight him right now.
If you don't have a little flame, you know, just barely, you're done. I can't light it for you. And that's the harsh reality of this life that I want to get across so fucking bad. You can watch me, you can watch you, you can watch Rogan and Cameron Haynes, all these motherfuckers, all this shit. You do all this shit. If you could keep going back and keep spending money and spending money and spending money with no results, you can wonder, wow, maybe let me go try out David Goggins. He ain't gonna help you. You have to explore, examine the insides of yourself. And what do you really want out of life? Your friend and a lot of people out here just don't fucking want it. So guess what? Have fun with your life.
I take all comers. I don't duck any man. Come one, come all, because nobody could get close to me. They're not even close. I'm the best fighter in the world.
Now with the situation that you have.
I want to fight, and destruct the world because I'm the best fighter in the world. Thank you very much, Larry.
Thank you.
You're mediocre now, man. What are you fucking doing today, tomorrow, the next fucking day? I listen to a motherfucker who's like this, man. What's wrong, man? I'm fucking tired, dude. Why are you tired? Because tomorrow, I gotta do the fucking shit again, man. Whatever the shit is that made me fucking nauseous and sick to my stomach, it made me hurt. There's no ending.
If you think showing up is winning, you've already lost the battle. People want to get a medal for doing the easy things. People show up every single day. People show up every single day and are dealing with circumstances that are beyond your imagination. They still show up.
You're gonna find peace from going to war with yourself, because we all got shit. We all got shit. People look at me. The reason why my story resonates with people, because I don't hide. I'll tell you exactly who the I am. I will admit to it. People are great at hiding. So they want to just find peace. No, you got to take your shit, fix whatever's up in you. Don't just shove it under the rug. Fix it, and then you'll find some peace later.
But like, people don't want to genuinely work. That's what's going to separate you from everybody else.
Yes.
You're going to put the hours in to work.
You gain knowledge through suffering. And on the other end of suffering is a world that very few have ever seen. It's a beautiful world, because that's where you find yourself.
If you can't sit still, ignore notifications, and focus on one task for 8 hours straight, never expect to build anything great. And as uncomfortable as that is, it's also the truth.
Well, there's a really important quote. If you win, you win. If you lose, you learn. Yeah. And so you always win.
I honestly want to be considered one of the hardest men to walk the planet Earth in the history of the world. And what I mean by hard, I'm not talking about the guy who does the most pull-ups, the most sit-ups, runs the most. Just a person who's able to overcome any adversity in front of him, to figure out a way. Hardness isn't about all this physical shit, man. Yeah, it helped me get to where I'm at. But all I was doing in the whole process, the process wasn't to be ripped. It wasn't to walk around with my shirt off. That wasn't it. I knew through the physical challenges, through the physical suffering, my mind was getting stronger. I was literally doing that for a reason. I had a weak mind. All the rest just happened to come with it. I was trying to strengthen the mind to handle all the judgment that's passed on me, perceived and not. Sometimes you make it up in your own head.
I fight against my mind. Yes, sometimes it's happened. We are all human beings. We are not happy every day. We are, not in a good mood every day. It's normal. It's part of us.
What do you do to overcome that?
Your mental strength is coming from that moments that in a hard moments, you should do it. I fight against that. It's the big challenge. It's when you're not willing to do something, but you have to do it. This is the main point. This is why I say our mind, it's a box of surprises, and you have to challenge yourself to be consistent. I repeat, sometimes it's hard. It's what many people say, you like to go to the gym every day. Of course no. It's not true. Nobody likes to go to the gym every day. But you have to do it.
Productivity hack. An easy productivity hack. Instead of spending time getting in the mood to work, just start working. Confront the work. People think they need perfect conditions to start, when in reality, starting is the perfect condition.
If you take an oak tree seed and you put it in a 2-foot pot, that seed will never become the oak tree that oak trees are capable of becoming, because it's gonna get stifled by the 2-foot pot. Now check this out, ain't nothing wrong with the seed. Seed just fell prey to the environment. Don't you allow your environment to dictate the oak tree that you become. All of y'all got this wonderful gift. Don't die with this gift and don't never use it. All of y'all got this wonderful gift, but you gotta use it. Take your seed, take your gift. Get away from these people that's in your life that ain't doing nothing. Get away from people in your life that's hating. Get away from your family members that ain't ever opened a business. Get away from your family members that ain't ever followed their dream. Get away from your family members ain't never been nowhere but to the family reunion. Ain't never been to a beach. Get away from them. Get away from them. When I told everybody I was getting into comedy, man, oh Lord have mercy. You can't get into comedy. You ain't even funny. How you gonna make money telling jokes?
You are your own leader. You are your own master. And that is a big one, because we idolize so many people, and we want to be them. We want to be someone else. And in doing that, you lose all the potential of who you are. You mimic, you be them, you are them, you become them, and you lose you. And we look up to so many people in this world who will let us down. We're humans. You make yourself so totally accountable for who you are. You focus on you and only on you to become the best person you could be for others. Because we leave a lot on the table not searching who we are. And then therefore you die not knowing your greatest potential.
I don't want that person to come out, because if he comes out, hell is coming with him.
Anyone could win the world's basketball championship, anybody could win the Grand Slam, but it's the people that can come back from the brink of destruction and almost down and out, when your manhood, your pride, everything's almost stripped, and come back and conquer at the top of your game. Now that's the separation between a super champion and just an average champion.
And when I'm in the ring, it stops. All the nervousness and tension is stopped. It's not there no more. So I'm facing reality. As soon as I get in the ring, it's a whole different story. I'm the killer there.
Champion of the world, Mike Tyson.
The whole world is in chess. Any move can be the death of you. Do anything except remain where you started, and you can't be sure of your end. None of us know our end, really, or what hand will guide us there. Remember that howsoever you are plagued, or by whom, your soul is in your keeping alone.
Doors started opening up. I stopped caring about people, that what they thought, being judged. Wow, if I say this, if I started right now, are you gonna make fun of me? I stopped caring about that. And that's when my life started really changing for me. I did it for mental.
Yeah.
People always say, my God, like, no, don't look at it like, I didn't care about losing weight. I didn't care about being the fastest person. I wasn't making the Olympics. I wasn't going to pros. I could barely read and write when I was in a junior in high school. I wasn't going anywhere. I saw working out as a way for me to build calluses on my mind. I had to callous over the victim's mentality. So I watched these movies. I talked about Rocky last time I was on here. I always equated training to mental toughening. Like, it always looked brutal. People waking up early and doing all these things, and it looked horrible. I was like, wow, man, I gotta start doing that. Not to get better, bigger, and stronger, but that is what's gonna build me. That looks uncomfortable. That looks brutal. And getting up early, I don't wanna do that. So I made this long list of things I don't wanna do. And through that, I found myself. I started, I'm like, you guys aren't doing this in high school. You guys aren't getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, running over here in this golf course. So I started seeing myself very differently than the average human being. I was like, hang on a second. I have something they don't have.
You know what? You can't fail. You can't. And change the things you want to change about yourself. Change them. I know it's hard. Am I perfect? Of course not. Do I f*** up? Absolutely. I'm just a work in progress like everybody else. But the idea is to try to not mess up more than you do good. You mess up once a week, you go back on your strict diet, or you go back on your auditioning and your technique. That's the idea. But when you mess up a lot and you're only good half hour out of the day, that's not going to work. I'm talking to people who are just alive and want to be successful.
Because the human mind, we already know that. That's where the questions, that's where the doubt come in. That's where you feel like you're not going to be able to make it. I always tell you a soldier. It don't matter how many scratches you got on your back. If he keep waking you up every morning, if he keep giving you the energy, you better strap on your motherfucking boots and use whatever you're going through as motivation to reach the finish line. Why would you not reach the finish line and you done went through all you done went through?
There's been many days where I didn't want to work out. I just didn't feel like I had the energy, and I just forced myself. And I think there's very few people out there that know how to force themselves. And that's a learned.
Yeah.
That's a learned skill. That kind of discipline and focus. You have to have like real rigid requirements of yourself, where you don't allow yourself to back out of things, and you don't allow yourself to slack off.
If life was nothing but green lights and we didn't have yellows and reds, things that make us pause, hardships, crises, times for introspection, then what the hell would it all be for? We need the yellows and the reds. That's how we evolve. That's how hopefully there's some ascension to our being. If we were the same person today that we were 20 years ago, then what the hell are we doing?
But now you know who giving it your all is. And you will not succeed in business or any endeavor in life until that fight you just went through is applied to the same endeavor. It's too far of a world out there. And Billy, if you're trying to lose weight for the girls on the beach, like you just said, buddy, you don't have enough fight. You're gonna drown right there. It's never gonna be successful. Think of that, guys. You guys are saying you're doing everything right, and you're giving it your all. Come on. Your all's a lot more than you know. You got more inside of you to give. Stop selling yourself so short.
Motivation comes and goes. When you're driven, whatever's in front of you will get destroyed. So I sat in this chair and I was so driven to succeed in this race. And at this time, this became a personal thing. This became me against this race, me against the kids that called me nigger, me against me. It just became something that I took so violently personal.
When you have emotional maturity, you realize that some days you're not going to sleep well. Some days you're going to wake up and you've got your schedule and everything's planned out and the poop hits the fan. And whether things go well or not that day, the emotionally mature man will still do what he has to do to stack his wins, to focus on his purpose. Whereas the emotionally immature man will say, well, I didn't sleep well, I had nightmares, so I'll stay in bed. I didn't sleep well, or it's raining outside, it's cold outside, I don't feel good. I just woke up and the airplanes hit the World Trade Center, so I guess I have to change my pattern of life. You have to stay the course no matter what. And it takes a high level of emotional maturity because your emotions dictate your motion.
If you really, really think about it, it is. Everything is in arm's reach. You just have to work to get there. There is no easy road to what you want. It's a long road. Everybody that wants to do something doesn't understand the steps that you have to take to get there. It's not just in entertainment, it's in all aspects of life, man. And that's what I learned at a young age. No matter what, you can't escape work. So instead of trying to escape it, I address it from a standpoint of putting 110% into it. In any and everything I do. Anything. There is no half-ass in it.
You can have anything. You can't have everything. It's that thing of just the words seem to be very important to me. The idea of saying you can work for anything in life to a kid as opposed to you can have anything is the difference between, ambition and entitlement.
Ambition is when you expect yourself to close the gap between what you have and what you want. Entitlement is when you expect others to close the gap between what you have and what you want.
But you have a choice to make. Do you want to sit down and go back to that guy you once were? No. So this is what it takes. It takes that misunderstanding of people, and they'll never get it because they were never David Goggins. So that is what it takes for me to do what I do. It may take you something differently. So for me, everything has to be in the study, and everything has to be into this, everything has to be, and everywhere I am, it has to be there. Me, focused where I am. That's why you're my second podcast I've done since the book came out. I don't have time for that shit. Because if I want to be great, I'm not trying to maximize money or maximize people knowing me. I do these things because maybe someone out there will understand me and get it and say, I can grow from this guy. And others just won't.
Either you believe or believe. Don't buy into false thoughts. Jumpstart your morning. I don't have bad days, man. I may have a bad moment, maybe even a bad hour, but never a bad day. I don't, because I set my own thermostat. Ain't nobody gonna get me hot but me. Master the 3 W's. You gotta want it, you gotta work it, then you gotta win it.
I know that's right.
Now, how bad do you want it? Because if you want it bad enough, you gonna work it. Then if you do those two, you're gonna win.
You have to envision something that is more powerful than you. Something has to get you out of bed. And you have to create it. It has to be false. So you have to create a false reality to live in that, just to get to work on yourself.
The only thing that you can do is win so big that all of them constantly compare themselves to you, and then you'll forget they exist. And that's when he said, success is the only revenge. He's like, it's not the best revenge. He's like, it's the only one. There's no other revenge. Because everything else is petty. Everything else does show that you were thinking about these people all day long, which means they win by default. He's like, all you can do is think about your goal and winning. He's like, and when you win, that's when you become so big that they shrink into irrelevance. You cast a shadow that no one even can see them behind you.
If you want it so fast, you may achieve what you wanted, but you want the permanent fix. the permanent fix comes from the hard road. The hard road gives you permanent results. The easy road gives you the quick fix. You will go back to where you started on the easy route. That hard route is so permanent that it ends up callousing you everywhere.
That's why I even try and tell people that just embrace the struggle, bro, because one day it's going to be done.
Someone said once about me, he's not the brightest candle in the room, but he burns longer than anyone else. I won't be defeated, you see, and you learn more about yourself in adversity than you'll ever learn in success. I'm unbeatable. I'm totally and completely, unequivocally unbeatable. It's like a fighter. Just look at it as a fight. There's plenty of times you go in the ring, you fancy the job. You're unbeatable. Yeah. It's all in the head. Other times you go in the ring and think, this geezer's too good for me. You've lost before you start. Yeah. It's in the head. But over a period of time, you learn a little bit more about yourself because you have more experience in different circumstances. Then you find out what you really are. I found out I'm unbeatable. I can't be beaten. It's impossible. You condemn me. You can damage me. You're never ever gonna beat me.
My father would tell me stuff like, your life is your life, son. If you want to have a good life, you got to work real hard. You got to get into a good school. You got to get a good job. That'll lead to a good relationship. You have a kid, you put that kid in a good school, and it's all up to you. And so that it forced me into a position in my life where I was God. I was the person who was making it happen.
You have all these voices that are telling you you're f***ed up and this could be hard, but for some reason, you put so much practice into you that you can ignore every one of them that are telling you you're not gonna f***ing make it and still be able to f***ing make it because you have put the practice in that this is the process. It's such a daunting task that all the voices are saying no. But you still have the conviction that I know I can do this. And that's what it took for me to get here.
I was going through the deck of cards. I started doing 436 push-ups a day. Then I went from 436 to 872. Then I went to 1308. So I was doing 1,300 push-ups a day.
When you get to where you want to go in life, and you finally get there, you finally reach that point, and you're there, and you're happy as hell, realize this: you're not there yet.
This went wrong, this failed, didn't accomplish this, and it's not the fault of my boss, it's not the fault of my girlfriend, it's not the fault of my parents, it's not the fault of the weather, it's my fault. And I'm gonna take ownership of it, and I'm gonna fix it. That's what extreme ownership is. And this is a very difficult thing to do because it hurts. Because when you look around at your life, and you look around at your job and your financial situation and your relationship and your physical health, and when you look at all those things and all the problems that you may have with those things, and you say the reason I have all those problems is because of me, that can hurt.
One person can make a difference. Enough said.
And then you put a goal in your mind. How are you gonna feel, man, when you accomplish this goal coming from that shit? Coming from the fucking hell you came from. A lot of people start from a good starting point. They have a good foundation. What if you can surpass all of these motherfuckers? What if everybody who was fucking way up here started up here, and you started with no legs. You had to grow legs to even start walking, and then crawling, and then running, and then you start passing people and all this given to them. I had to use all this negative shit that was making me weak and horrible as a person. I had to use this as the power that now fueled me. I had to flip it on its head and say, hold up, this might be exactly what I need. The darkness is exactly what I need. It's how you look at your situation.
All due respect, you got no f***ing idea what it's like to be number one.
You didn't learn your limitations.
I have no limitations.
I am cold. I am emotionless. I am at peace, ready for war.
You clearly don't know who you're talking to, so let me clue you in. I am not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger. A guy opens his door and gets shot, and you think that of me? No. I am the one who knocks.
Game on the line. Who would take the last shot?
Me.
That's a dumb question.
Me.
That's the difference between a hero and a coward. There ain't no difference. Inside, they're both exactly alike. Both scared of dying or getting hurt. But it's what the hero does that makes him a hero. It's what the other guy doesn't do that makes him a coward.
There's a difference between who you are and what you are. And what I am when I step on that court is I become that. I am that killer snake. You know, I'm stone cold, man.
This rematch, he should have killed me when he had the chance, because now I'm back and I'm gonna kill you and your whole fucking team. You and them kids. This is my fucking time.
Antonio Montana. And you? What you call yourself?
My name is Tom Shelby. And today, I'm gonna kill a man.
Sometimes I look in the mirror and get little frights as well looking at myself, because I am an absolute animal, a machine. So I probably wouldn't want to find me either.
The only way out for me at that time was death. I'm going to be a Navy SEAL, or I'm going to die trying. And my body said, Roger that.
And I'm telling you from the bottom of my soul, it is so easy to beat people today. They are so soft. They have no work ethic. No one can stick with anything. Everyone's distracted. They're on social media. They're counting their notifications because they can't stick with
In 16 hours time, this man is gonna learn that if you disrespect a person's kindness and take it as a weakness, you must pay. Tomorrow night, I'm gonna make this man pay with his life, and I mean it. You're dead in that octagon tomorrow night. You can't touch me, you're not man enough. Come on, you bitch. You're scared coward. You're not man enough to f with me. You can't last 2 minutes in my world. Look at you scared now. You scared like a little white scared of the real man.
I wish they would let me next door so I could spit in your face.
When I say I am God, you think I'm joking or not? I'm not joking. When I come on the field, I feel like that. I feel untouchable, and I feel I will smash everyone that comes in my way.
I built this, me, brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
He's the biggest man I've ever seen. I wouldn't want to fight him.
That's why no one will remember your name.
What could you lose if you lose this fight?
I'm not gonna lose.
You say that in the last minute of the second
I am
countdown.
not gonna lose. Did you hear what I said?
Thank you.
You want to know the problem, my friend? The problem is a lot of people out there are afraid of the work. They're scared of the work. But that's okay, because they can give all that work to us. They don't know the outcome of work, my friend. You get stronger. You get better. You get more developed. You never quit. You never give up. You persevere through the work. That's all right. They can give all that work to us.
What, a vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
Accept the pain. Smile at the pain. Embrace the pain. Zbogom. Pain is the gatekeeper of destiny. Pain is there to ask you one simple question. Do you really want...
Got trembling in bones. He's the Homo sapien, I'm the Homo superior.
Know this. I don't know when it's gonna come, but it's gonna come. And when it comes, bam, baby, good night.
All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Do you understand?
Everybody's game face. They're like, we're going to war with each other.
This is my life, and I'm willing to die to beat you. I will die to beat you.
Be prepared to do that.
Listen, stop feeling sorry for your fucking self. Well, come on then. What's wrong with you? You're too fucking down. You gotta pull the shit out of the fire.
From which he is cut. I mean, that is a dejected...
Oh!
No way! The belt's headed to the UK!
me. Don't doubt me, I couldn't do it. The odds that I couldn't do it. Look at me now. Negative. Pound for pound. Headshot. Death.
If one of us go to war, we all go to war. We're not here just to take part. We're here to take over.
I tried to fix it. I did everything. I showed them compassion. I showed them mercy. I walked away. I was the bigger man. And look what the f*** got me.
At practice or when I'm training or during games, I switch my mind to something else. I switch my mode into something else, right? For me, it's the equivalent of Maximus Decimus Meridius in Gladiator picking up the dirt, smelling the dirt. It's go time.
Stop it! Because there is no negotiation when it comes to your success. You either do it or you don't. And there is no in between. I'm sitting here on my breakthrough at work, running miles on end in my goddamn Timbs. So you go, you work, you push, because there is no excuse. There is no excuse.
Top 10, 9th place, 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 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 2nd.
I feel lethal, on the verge of frenzy. I think my mask of sanity is about to slip.
I never take my eyes off my opponent, even if he's ready and pumping. He can't wait to get his hands to it.
Sign the contract, big boy. Sign the contract.
Spartans never retreat. Spartans never surrender.
I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure you never forget the night you stepped in the octagon with me.
Can you be with me? That's the reason why I'm crying, because I'm not that person no more. And I miss you. Because sometimes I feel like a bitch.
I just want to mold people. This is what I want to do. You know, doesn't matter, Dustin, Tony, or other opponents, doesn't matter. When I go to the cage, I mold my opponents.
Out of the 100 men that go into war, 10 shouldn't even be there. 80 of them are just targets. 10 do most of, or 9 do most of the fighting. 1 is a warrior.
I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
Come on! When you're in that cage, you are that character. And when you leave there, it's something completely different. But when I'm in that cage, bro, don't touch me. Don't talk to me.
I'd slap the head off your whole team one by one, you and your big brother.
I stalked him like my play, and now I have him. On Saturday night I will eat his carcass in front of his little gazelle friends, and they can do absolutely nothing.
When the war drums sound, the people that have been to war are the ones that actually say, let's think about this first. Because, like I said before, and like everyone says all the time, and they say it like it's no big deal, but war is hell. When you take an 18-year-old kid, and you're gonna go put him in a situation where he's gonna have to kill people and possibly get wounded or possibly get killed himself, that's a traumatic experience. And so before you do that, you should think about why you're doing it and understand if the people have the will to fight. And the will to fight, as I've said many times before, the will to fight is the will to kill and it's the will to die. And those are some pretty big wills that you need to have.
I'm gonna smash your face in. How about that for a message?
Come on! Get it! 17!
They don't know me, son!
Get it! 18!
They don't know me, son!
Get it! 19!
They don't know me, son!
Yeah! 20! You got some more than 21! Yeah! Get it again! Come on! We want to see it! Good! 22!
Who's gonna carry the boats and the logs?
That's you, buddy! Come on! 23! Come on! 24! One more, David!
Who's
one more
to carry the boats?
You're gonna do it! You're gonna do it! You're gonna do it! You did it! Yeah!
Come on!
An undying will, commitment, the effort. Even you get knocked down, you get back up, and you get back up, and you get back up, and you continue to throw shit against the wall. Because you believe in the purpose, you find value in it. He said, I failed over and over and over and over again, I failed. And that's why I succeeded.
I'm not afraid to die, but no one's gonna disrespect me, and no one's gonna write nonsense about me without me retaliating back.
This is a brutal sport. This is not a gentleman's sport. I keep saying this is not a gentleman's sport. We don't ask to hit each other in the face, but we does anyway. And you can ask any doctor around the world, and he'll tell you the head is not meant to be hit. Anybody can go. And on this particular time, we have bad blood against each other. This is the only sport where you can kill a man and get paid for it at the same time. It's illegal. So why not use my right to do so?
The fire's coming. We're firemen. Okay? We are firemen. Got it, coach. The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train in the heat. Yeah, let's go. It tells us that we're ready. We're at home. We're where we're supposed to be. Flames don't intimidate us. What do? We control the flames. We control them. We move the flames where we want to. Let's go. And then we extinguish them.
Everything that crawls is gonna pay.
Maybe it was your time to lose. You didn't think so. Lose? I don't lose! I win! I win! That's my job! That's what I do!
This week they asked me fight with 5 different guys. I say I'm tired about this. If you can bring King Kong and he can make 155, let's go.
I own this town. I own Rio de Janeiro. So for him to say he is the king and I am the joker, if this was a different time, I would invade his favela on horseback and kill anyone that was not fit to walk. But we are in a new time, so I'll whoop his ass in July.
You looking at? I'll strangle you in a heartbeat. And you as well, you little juice head.
Hey,
You're nut.
really? Oh, so that's how you're gonna play it. You gonna do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with me.
Kick. Wow. Now, yeah, Conor McGregor, you're taking everything I work for. I'm a fight you. You know what's the real fight? What's the real money fight? Is me, not these clowns that you already punked at the press conference. Don't no one want to see that. You know you beat them already. That's the easy fight. You want that real right here. But there's a mother out there who wants what you have, who wants the position you are, who wants the job you have. There's someone out there hungry and wants everything you can have. Don't put on the show, freaking win the game. Don't put on the show. You win the game. Don't put on the show. You win the game. Don't put on the show. You freaking win the game. You don't put on the show. You win. You get in the paint and you finish and you win and you defend. You rebound and you play together. Come on. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's get it. Hey, 3, 1, 2, 3.
5 minutes before I come out, my gloves are laced up. They'll feel my knuckle piercing against the tight leather glove. When I come out, I have supreme confidence. I'm scared to death. All during my training, I've been afraid of this man. I thought this man might be capable of beating me. I've dreamed of him beating me. The closer I get to the ring, I'm more confident. Once I'm in the ring, I'm a god.
When you entered the 5th round against Kelvin, you said,
"You're not gonna beat me. I'm prepared to die." I signed my death warrant right there. If I'm ready to die, I'm ready to kill. You have to be willing to give something up as well.
Oh, nothing does.
there's human beings that have different temperament and different minds and different mentality and a ruthless competitive drive that's almost terrifying to the ordinary person. If we were living 1,000 years ago, he would be on a horse with the biggest battle axe, waiting in the back, hacking heads off, and everybody would be running.
So when your plan fails, when those bullshit laws get too heavy, when you get knocked down on the fucking canvas, when everything falls apart in your life and your plan is up, what are you gonna do? There's only one option. Stay fucking hard.
This is Sparta!
I take it in life. That's what I do. Rockman and those that didn't have their eyes haven't seen what I've seen.
I'm ordained for this. I've been to Valhalla. I've seen the most vicious and most cruelest and coldest white people in the world. They accept me. He can't stop me. Him.
Get it? Listen, I'm not gonna keep telling you the same thing. You understand me? You got to stay behind that. Keep your hands up. You understand me? You're making this fight closer than it gotta be, Carl. You got to keep your hands up, Senator Lamano.
Nothing against Edward. Or what? Careful. What you gonna do? Or what? You gonna do something over there? Be careful. Shut your mouth. You're gonna wrap one on one shoulder, and gonna wrap the other on the other shoulder, and you're gonna need a army to come take them belts off me.
And my grassroots background, we don't back down from anyone. And that's what got me in trouble. I don't play games. I don't kiss anyone's ass. And I'm a real man. And that's regardless of being a fighter, I'm a man. And that's why I want to be a man. And if I die, I want to die, man. I don't want to die bitch.
He's waiting for the crowd. Yes.
So I looked him dead in the eye and I said, Uva moher, which means you will die in his own language.
Look into my eyes, little man. Little Brazilian. Uva moher. What you got to say now? Face to face. Hand to man. What you got to say? You got nothing to say.
You want to know how you become better? You work hard. Work hard. Become better. 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 Work hard and become better, my friend.
A lot of people, when they think about working out, they think of it as being a physical thing.
Right, no. I saw working out as a way for me to build calluses on my mind. I had to callous over the victim's mentality. So I always equated training to mental toughening.
You be that warrior in that garden. All right? And you stand strong. You be a strong man. You be a good man. And you just let the world rage around you.
Are you a good guy trying to be bad, or are you a bad guy trying to be good?
I think I am a bad guy that's trying to be good.
I'm from Brownsville, Brooklyn. I'm not afraid of nobody. In the ring or out of the ring, they got a gun or a knife, and I'll show him that too. Mike, I'm just ready to get it on and crush this guy's skull and show the real world champion is the best fighter in the era.
Tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create tough times. He said to me, many will not understand, but you have to raise warriors.
Mr. Shelby, you're meant to be resting.
I've learned something, Francis. There's no rest for me in this world. Perhaps in the next.
In any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's gonna win that itch. And I know if I'm gonna have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that itch.
So, you want to be a fighter?
Son, you know, once you start, there's no going back.
I know.
This means total commitment. Once you begin the path, there is no leaving the path.
You, man! Who put this thing together? Me! That's who! Who do I trust? Me!
You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? No, I don't think so. Okay.
It is all over! It is all over! Wow! Let's go!
Why? Why? Because we f***ing can! Because we f***ing can! And if we can, we do!
We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for. Who you worship, what you worship, who you love.
It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Not by you anyway, you little fool, whoever you are. Exactly, tell that to shut his mouth.
If I bring any money into the game.
Listen to me, you cracker motherfucker. Listen to me, okay? If I don't have that money in 24 hours, I promise to God that I will devote every second I have on this green earth to making sure you and everybody you care about suffers.
Okay, 10 hours, you own nothing, you got nothing. Do you want a Chivado on every corner, man, looking after you, watching everything you do, everything you say, man?
Sunday, I'm gonna kill your dreams. I wanna kill your dreams.
How much harder will you work in this offseason now to get back to the championship? I'll push myself to exhaustion.
If the lion is the king of the jungle, how can he be the king of the jungle? If he's not the biggest, the elephant is probably one of the biggest.
Why did, I'm laughing nervously, you really felt that way?
Yeah.
How did you get yourself into a frame of mind where you wanted to kill them? So would you sit and think about it before a fight? Think about the guy you were fighting?
Absolutely. The more you hurt them, the higher you go in life. The more you hurt them, the more people love you.
Listen to me, my friend. When everything else fails, don't give up on you. Don't give up on you. Don't you dare give up on you.
If you are able to get up every morning, have no passion, no drive, no motivation, no and still get up with that kind of fire, you will be successful in life. I guarantee you that.
They left you for dead. I know what that feels like, to be left for dead after you gave everything you had.
Tell him I'm coming.
Those who have swords and know how to use them, but keep them sheathed, will inherit the world. You should be a monster. You know, because everyone says, well, you should be harmless, virtuous. You shouldn't do anyone any harm. You should sheath your competitive instinct. You shouldn't try to win. You know, you don't want to be too aggressive. You don't want to be too assertive. You want to take a back seat and all of that. It's like, no. Wrong. You should be a monster, an absolute monster, and then you should learn how to control it.
There's a moment when every boy realizes no one's coming to save him. And that's when he becomes a man. And some boys never get there and stay children forever.
But who are you on those f***ing days when all hell's broke loose? Your body's f***ed up. You're sore. You're depressed. You're miserable. You might be getting bullied. You might be falling behind in life. Who are you on those days when shit's all f***ed up? That's the great divide. Those people who get up on those days when everything's f***ed up and still grind, that's the separator right there. Stay hard.
There's the tap. Still disputed. Khabib Nurmagomedov.
What, you gonna do something, brother? What you gonna do?
I'll do something about it.
Do something then. Do something then. Do something then.
To the king, he said, King, I can't fight your fight. I got to fight my fight. It's about fighting our fight. It ain't about wins and losses. It's about loyalty. It's about understanding I'm gonna make the play or I'm gonna watch the play be made. It's simple. It's about winning one-on-one battles. Fight through fight. It's our fight to fight. 1 and 6 doesn't define who you are. What defines who you are is what you do when you 1 and 6. What the man you will fight for. Just everything you got today. Not because of the scoreboard, but because when this game ends, you have a brother to call for life. knowing you gave everything you had. That's why you play as a Raven. That's why you fight as a Raven. That's why no matter what nobody on the outside says, fight your fight. David found a way to fight his fight.
Now you better be showing me what you made of. Go! College! Hell! Wrap the hell, baby! Go! You gotta go! Go it! Go it! Go it! Go it! Go it! Go!
Passion is free. Nobody can charge you for passion. Nobody can tell you what passion looks like. Because that's all about you. Effort is isolated. The reason why effort is isolated, because nobody can dictate it. Effort is 100% in the mind. No coach, no player, nobody else can make you run to the ball. Nobody else can make you finish a tackle. Nobody else can do it. That's why it's the most isolated things in this earth right now. It's effort. And when you finally figure it out, how to win real battles, it's found through fundamentals. That's what wins championships.
And I just said, just shut up and let me enjoy this pain. I don't want anything to numb it.
Figure out what price you are willing to pay for what you want.
Well, life took me somewhere unexpected. I'm unprepared. It's about 6 degrees out here, and I'm underdressed. But guess what? No one gives a f. Sometimes life can really hijack your mind. When that happens to you, you're all f***ed up. Your goals, your ambitions, everything is out the f***ing window. In life, we all go through different things. Sometimes your girlfriend or boyfriend breaks up with you. Guess what? Get the f*** over it. They no longer want you. Maybe you failed a test in school. You worked your ass off. Guess what? You failed the test. Get over it. Move past it. Learn to not let life hijack your brain. At work, you've been working your ass off for that new promotion. You don't get it. Someone else does. Maybe they kiss better ass than you do. Guess what? Get over it. Life will hijack your mind if you let it. Don't allow all these things to make you a lesser person. You must own your mind. Don't let life own yours. Get after it. Stay hard. Over it. They no longer want you. Maybe you failed a test in school. You worked your ass off. Guess what? You failed the test. Get over it. Move past it. Learn to not let life hijack your brain. At work, you've been working your ass off for that new promotion. You don't get it. Someone else does. Maybe they kiss better ass than you do. Guess what? Get over it. Life will hijack your mind if you let it. Don't allow all these things to make you a lesser person. You must own your mind. Don't let life own yours.
You have no idea who the f*** I am.
We have a responsibility and a duty to be fathers, not to just make babies. And you can't expect any good to come to you if you don't visit any good on your son or your daughter.
To think I am the best guy out there. I don't care if LeBron's playing.
Hey, man, you banging on my door like you the motherfucking police. Bo Lamar. Yeah, I ain't nobody unless you buying. You know who I am?
I'm the best dude to ever handle the fight. The strongest.
Shit, my bad, I got you. We looking for 2 girls. One of them might have had the sweatshirt on. Where they at? Oh, shit. Let me find out y'all up here tripping over some bitches, man. Come on. Gang, he asked you a question.
What you want?
To give you a choice. See, you're in my house, fatso, and you didn't ask permission. So you and your friends can leave now, or they can carry your fat out in a bucket. Now I'll count to 3. Do you know who you're talking to? 1, 2.
Run at 1 o'clock in the morning, know one thing. I was grinding. Stay home.
Just here, awaiting, defending, undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, John Paul.
It's so important because everybody just wants to be comfortable. Everybody wants to sit in the car. I don't want to go outside, it's cold. I don't want to do this, it's hot. Like, you've got to do things that you don't want to do because you show your body that your mind is the boss. Your mind is telling your body what to do, and then you have control. Your motivation. Keep motivation. You need discipline because motivation's not there every day. I'm missing motivation most days.
Still, have some heart. Everyone wants this to be great, but no one wants to put the work into it. So they're just a wannabe. No one wants to be more than that, because a wannabe into a wannabe more calls effort, action, to do something with your life, causes the nails and the bolts and the tools to come out and get turned on, the sweat equity dripping and believing in something. Everyone else is like, oh, I'm so sorry for this, it looks bad. This is a transformation, guys, into greatness. Just like your body, you come in here, the gym, you're dying, man, it's hurting, it's just like you're sore the next day, you got that DOMS effect going on, and it's like, oh my God. But you believe in the process, you continue the journey. And what happens is it starts to become a lie. It starts to take fruition. You see it. You go from weak to strong, from fat to thin, from soft to hard. The transformation in between, no one wants to look at. You got the signs. You got to apologize for making yourself better. Who the f is believing that?
You ain't no boy no more. This ain't no base. This ain't no, I want to go party. You've given up that right when you had kids. Hey, party's over with out of time. Got time to be partying no more. Now it's time to create a legacy now. You had your fun. Now get to work. Now build a legacy. I'm gonna raise him to be a man. You don't wear nobody else's name. They eating off of that. Your family ain't gonna eat off that. You gonna get a check. We building money for generations to come. You don't work for nobody else. I didn't put you in school to go get your best talent to some other man. I put you to work for this legacy. You work for your family. You don't got no options. You don't work nowhere else. You don't work for nobody else. You work for your mama. You work for your sister. You work for your aunts. You work for your grandma. You work for your family. You work for your kid.
No doubt, doubt should be eliminated. You should be a doubt annihilator. You should be an annihilator of doubt. You kill people in the ring, you should kill doubt in your mind and in your soul and your heart. Kill it, it's dead. Fight it every day because it's going to be hard. It's not going anywhere.
Every giant in your life, slay him. You go back and slay him. Don't kill him, slay him. Step up to the plate. Who got next? Who else wants some?
You're not in here to get an achievement. You're in here to pay your f***ing dues, so later in life you never wonder what if. We're putting the work in now, so we never wonder what if. Not run by the clock. Our competition's f***ing asleep right now. We're getting ahead of that competition.
I love war. I love the act of war. I love the players in war. I love the philosophy of war. I'm invincible. I'm a savage. I'm ferocious. I'm the smartest savage.
The one mentality that you must have in life is that regardless of what's in front of you, you still must grind. I know what I do have to do, but still I grind. And that one day, you see me down a dark alley,
and I don't want to see a smile on that face after the game. The ultimate disrespect is when somebody takes what's yours. And this is our game. It's ours. And the guy's trying to take it from you.
Somebody out there said, you're harder than you.
Think things are gonna just go your way? Well, they're not gonna just go your way. You gotta make them go your way. You think things are gonna just happen for you? Well, they're not just gonna happen for you. You gotta make them happen.
There is always gonna be champions. With your name, this is your choice. You wanna put your name there? Okay, welcome. No? Bye-bye. Very simple. Nothing special.
I think depression is a luxury.
Wow.
Because where I'm from, you can't afford to be depressed. You gotta pay the bill, right?
Right.
So you gotta go to work. You gotta get up. You gotta go do what you gotta do. They got people right now that's at work don't feel like being there.
Mm-hmm.
But they got responsibilities, so they feel uncomfortable while they're working.
Arrest him on the run.
Time was taken, Michael.
Business first.
They took Michael last night.
Holly, business first.
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or it can crash. In water, my friend.
I literally put myself in a fire repeatedly like a sword. You put a sword in the fire repeatedly and repeatedly. If you keep on doing that, you're going to get a nice sword.
You got to be hungry. People that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. People that are hungry believe, always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded.
A real man in the dark, when nobody's watching, he putting in work. A real man, when coach ain't even watching, he's studying film on his own because he loves the process. If you will be a champion, if you will be a beast, you're going to have to go through something. Ain't nobody going to hand you nothing. Ain't nobody going to hand you no champion, phenomenal, or be forgotten. 1, 2, 3. Be phenomenal, be forgotten. 1, 2, 3. Be phenomenal. Don't even come close.
Do not give up. Do not feel like you're tired. When you tired, think of last year and think of that record. Every time I get tired or I think I can't go no more, I think of that record. That ain't us. We can make it. We gotta believe. We gotta be mentally strong. When we tired, look across the field and see how tired they are. That should give you more effort. Be like, I'm gonna beat his ass. I'm gonna get fundamentally strong. Everybody's great when they're not tired. The champions is when they tired, that's when the real champions come out. That's when that real dog come out. Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat. Let them on the field. Have some heart. I'm gonna get fundamentally strong.
You tell me good luck. I don't need luck to perform. I decide when to perform good. I am in control. Those things doesn't change me. I change my own game. You need to put yourself on punishment. You need to tell you no more TV. No more alcohol, not right now. You need to tell you that you owe you something. Stop going back to, you keep going to the mall with the receipt. This is what y'all said it was. Well, you didn't do what you were supposed to do, so how am I going to do what I'm supposed to do for you?
If by any measure, I'm a monster, you with the devil.
There is no nobility in poverty. I have been a rich man and I have been a poor man, and I choose rich every time. So you listen to me and you listen well. Are you behind on your credit card bills? Good, pick up the phone and start dialing. Is your landlord ready to evict you? Good, pick up the phone and start dialing. Does your girlfriend think you're a worthless loser? Good, pick up the phone and start dialing. I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich. Because at least as a rich man, when I have to face my problems, I show up in the back of a limo wearing a $2,000 suit and a $40,000 gold f***ing watch.
I beat you after a weekend of cocaine.
Once you start questioning yourself, you already lost. Once you start questioning yourself, once you start going into a state of depression and you start being by yourself and you start thinking and wondering, once you start wondering, you already lost. Even if you don't believe. I'm the best right now. And if you want to go through motivational speaking, you got to go through me. Ain't nobody doing it like this. They all wear shirt and tie. Ain't nobody bring hip hop to motivation. I must be the greatest. I shook up motivational speaking. I changed the whole genre. I must be the greatest, not because I'm cocky, but I gotta tell myself I'm the best if I'm gonna be the best. I gotta believe in me.
Fine, but do not for 1 second around with what I gotta do to get mine, because I promise you, there is nothing I'm not prepared to do.